Hi guys, this is my Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 1 review for the premiere. Awesome. Definitely an awesome episode. My score for this is an 8.8 out of 10. A great start to a premiere. Okay, we start with, this episode is two parts. Basically of flashback sequences that happen throughout the episode and the regular episodes we're used to. Okay, I'm going to get started with the regular. We start with the group, basically, we start with the group just out. We start with the group staying in a, basically next to a quarry. Because inside the quarry there's actually about 20,000 zombies. I'm not sure, I'm just making this number, that's how it looks like. There's about 20,000 zombies in a quarry, and the group is trying to figure out what to do with them, and they figured out that that's why there isn't that many near Alexandria, because they all fall in. And there's basically a couple trucks holding them in, on top of a mountain, and then towards the bottom as well. We also, basically throughout the episode, they try to figure out what to do with them. The walkers get out. They break. Okay, they break through, and there's a couple groups that try to direct the traffic. Rick, Michonne, and Morgan, they go one way. Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham, they go another way, and then Glenn, Nicholas, and Heath go another way. We also get to meet a couple new characters this season: Heath, Scott, Addy, and then there was a mention of Holly. We haven't seen her yet, but there's mention of her. So all those characters are from the comics. So I'm happy to see that they're here finally. Okay. Throughout the episode, they actually lead the walkers. They're trying to take them about 20 miles north, away from Alexandria. Alexandria, I think they said, is east. So they're trying to take them towards another section of the area, I guess. Lead them away. And they actually build like a wall around a street, so they don't go towards Alexandria. They block the street where Alexandria is. And as they're leading the walkers towards that wall, the walkers are actually hitting the wall. They're smashing their heads in, basically. So a lot of walkers end up being basically destroyed. The rest of the walkers the rest of the walkers just bump into each other. Other walkers push others into the wall, and the rest just keep going. But a lot of walkers got destroyed. As that's going on, Glenn, Heath, and Nicholas are at a construction site. They're trying to take down maybe a dozen walkers, they say. Because if they don't, those walkers will draw the big herd, and they don't want that to happen. So Nicholas, Glenn, and Heath end up breaking the window. The walkers spill out, and and Glenn tells Nicholas to stay back because he still hasn't. Glenn tells Nicholas to stay back because he still doesn't trust him after what he did last season. He got Noah killed, and he almost tried to kill Glenn. Glenn hasn't really forgave him yet, but he does understand that he is part of the group, so they have to get along. Nicholas starts listening to Glenn. Basically what he says, he does. Okay, so Heath and Glenn kill most of the walkers, but Heath almost gets bit, and Nicholas stabs one in the head. Then he helps Glenn out, so Glenn gives him permission, so to speak, to kill the last walker. So the construction site is basically clear. After that, Glenn and the group meet up with Rick and Daryl and everyone. There's also a bunch of Alexandrians with Rick. The only ones that aren't with Rick are Sasha, Abraham, and Daryl. They're in front of the herd. Basically, they're leading them away towards wherever they want them to go. And as this is going on, when everyone gets back together, except for the group who was talking about, Sasha, Abraham, and Daryl, there's actually a new guy. I forgot his name, Carter. Carter is a guy that tries to listen. He basically doesn't want to listen to Rick because he says we're supposed to fall in line after what you did, and he basically tells him that after you pointed a gun at everyone, after you killed this good man, and after everything, we're supposed to listen to you. And Diana tells him that they're going to do whatever Rick says, because at this point Diana believes what Rick is doing. She understands after she lost Reg. Okay, we go from there, and then Carter volunteers to go into the front to lead the walkers towards Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham. And as he's running, he actually encounters a walker that's basically stuck to a tree. On Talking Dead, they said his guts were hanging out, and they're wrapped around the tree somehow. That walker grabs Carter, and he bites him right here. And I don't know why Carter... I understand why, but he doesn't really react. He just takes a chunk off right here. He keeps biting him, and Carter doesn't really push him away or anything. He's just freaking out. Rick hears him on the walkie. He goes to where he's being eaten. He kills the walker. Then he tells Carter to be quiet because he's starting to draw walkers towards them. And obviously that's not good. So what Rick just kills him after that. He just stabs him right here in the back of the head because he's freaking out, and at the same time he is bit in the cheek. So he is bit in the cheek, so there's nothing they can do. All they have to do is just take him down. He tells Tobin on the walkie that he had to take. He tells Tobin on the walkie that he had to kill him. Then after that, they continue to lure the herd. And at the end of the episode, somebody rings a horn, like a truck horn, and they say that it's coming from Alexandria. So they kind of assume somebody is there. I think it's the wolves. It would make sense that it would be them. So all we see at the end of the episode is like this massive herd. I don't know, it looks more than 20,000 to me. It's just this massive herd that goes for about a mile in width. They're just going towards Alexandria. So I think what we saw in the trailer from the Comic-Con trailer is that we haven't seen everything yet. So I think episode 2 and maybe episode 3 will cover a part of that. And I know episode 2 is basically the walkers are inside Alexandria. So I think we're about to see the No Way Out storyline. It's right around the corner, so it's going to happen soon. Okay, that's all for the main story. Now I want to talk about some of the flashbacks. Okay, in a flashback, Ron actually follows Rick and Morgan because both of them are going to go bury Ron follows Rick and Morgan because they're going to go bury Pete outside Alexandria. Diana doesn't want him anywhere near or inside the community. So they don't want him inside. They're going to go bury him, and Ron follows them. Then he runs into Rick, and he basically almost gets eaten because there's a couple walkers following him. Rick saves him, and then Rick asks, "Why are you outside?" He says he wanted to know where his dad is buried. Another thing is that in a flashback, Rick actually tells Daryl that they should stop trying to bring people in. That the people outside Alexandria should just take care of themselves, and Daryl doesn't agree with that. He still believes that people should come in, because they do need people to basically to protect each other, because there's a giant herd coming. So the more people, the better. But even if they bring people in, it doesn't mean that it's gonna help them, because like Rick said earlier, even some people, it doesn't matter if they're inside Alexandria, or if so Rick says some people die no matter what. It doesn't matter if you train them, or so Carter was that person he was talking about. Another flashback is Rick walks in on Morgan training with his bow staff. He asks him when he learned that. He says that it happened after the outbreak, so basically after Clear, I want to say, between that section between Clear and now. And I'm happy with him knowing that, because it is a great skill to know a bow staff. Another thing is we get to meet Heath in the flashback. He talks with Eugene, and Eugene basically, this part is funny because he tells him, "Great hair. It's finally I finally meet somebody that's like me. I finally meet somebody that's like me." So that part is really funny. That's all I have to say for this video. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the episode. Definitely a great episode. 8.8 for me. Don't forget to share, favorite, like, and subscribe. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.